Mercedes in-house tuner AMG has taken the electric E-Class EQE under its wing and let the EQE 53 with 687 peak horsepower off the cable. An impressive 1,000 newton-meters of maximum torque catapults the electric AMG to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.3 seconds. Despite its weight of 2.5 tons, its acceleration is brutal and the sound backdrop is unusual, but more on that later. The exciting question is, what is the reason for existence of the AMG tuner from Affalterbach near Stuttgart in the electric age? In other words, how does an electric Mercedes become a genuine AMG? After all, electric motors don't have cylinders to bore out. Will AMG now perhaps even become superfluous? Will this mean the end of the jobs of the engine builders? Or are there possibilities for bringing the enormous additional power to the all-wheel drive business sedan in the electric vehicles with the Star? Here we see the rear unit of the electric drive, which has been revised again for AMG. It's based on the standard motor, but we put a lot of work into it to make the product a true AMG. The motor rotates at up to 18,000 RPM, which means that the forces acting here are very high, which is why we have again adapted the sheet metal packs in the motor to the rev stability accordingly, and also the enormous increase in power. We are talking about 505 kilowatt hours, which we can get out of both units. We have again adapted the width of the rotor and the stator. In other words, we've increased the possibility of getting energy out of the motor. Rotors are the moving parts in the electric motors. Stators, the non-rotating units. Reinforced components are needed so that more current can flow. So, electric motors are also perfect for the Mercedes tuners. It seems that the engineers have succeeded. The data sheet of the Power EQE resembles that of a super sports car. 950 newton meters are standard. 1,000 are available as peak power. The speed is not electronically limited until 240 kilometers per hour. However, if you drive fast often, you won't reach the manufacturer's stated range of over 500 kilometers. The base price of the 53 of almost 110,000 euros is similarly as sporty as the start of the electrical technician. For the EQE, the engineers have come up with something very special to show the drivers of the electric sports car what's technically possible at the moment. Sound worlds have been created for the different driving modes. In normal mode, this is called authentic. In the Sport or Sport Plus driving program, you'll get a real treat for the ears. The AMG sprints intergalactically into another sound universe. As an option, we have the performance sound world for the AMG EQE 53. We have designed these in such a way that we can use them in stages. They are linked to the driving programs in order to adjust and increase the emotionality accordingly via the driving programs. This means that when we are rolling along, the intensity is not yet as high as when we step on the gas more and develop the power to the full. Then the goal is, of course, to reproduce the intensity via the sound. And as a result, the acoustic level also increases and the sound changes in parallel with the acceleration and the load requirement.
Und parallel zur Intensität der Lastanforderung verändert sich auch die Intensität.
Due to current EU law, electric cars must be audible to passers-by and pedestrians even at low speeds. This legal requirement is also one of the reasons why AMG decided to use sound worlds. Of course, we have the legal requirement that you have to be recognizable up to a certain speed in the external perception, so that you don't represent a danger, which means not a standard beep, but an emotional AMG-specific sound to the outside. We have installed additional loudspeakers on the outside of the vehicle for this purpose, in order to be able to represent the intensity. Externally, the extra power of the business Benz is most clearly visible in the Panamericana front grille. Discrete lettering and logos indicate the power of the 4.95-metre-long performer. The digital light, like the aforementioned sound worlds, is on board as standard. The very long wheelbase of 3.12 metres provides very good space in the vehicle. The spaciousness, combined with the great workmanship, makes the overall package almost perfect. The Hyperscreen is available as an option. 3 connected screens cover the entire surface of the 1.41-metre wide cockpit. However, this costs an extra €8,570. One reason why the overall package is only almost perfect, because the amount is added to the aforementioned base price of just under €110,000. Mercedes engineers have put a lot of effort into the EQE, and this effort is naturally reflected in the cost. The pricing is the downside of this almost flawless business sedan. However, the select clientele is obviously willing to dig deep into their pockets for luxury and quality. In the age of e-cars, electric components are now being strengthened at AMG and made fit for the immense performance. The profession of engine builder is thus probably finally on the list of endangered species. Now, electrical engineers are in demand. There is hardly a vehicle that better illustrates the transformation of our mobility than the luxury sedans from Mercedes and AMG. They are increasingly becoming rolling supercomputers. The brutally fast business lounge EQE 53 AMG is no exception. To illustrate the mega power of 1,000 Newton-meters of torque and almost 700 horsepower, and to take away the emotionlessness so often accused of electric mobility, AMG gives its answer with the performance sound world. Only everyone has to decide for themselves whether they like it. And whether you like it or not, this vehicle is impressive and fascinating in any case.